When I think about our work in 2021, I keep going back to the words of Amanda Gorman. Amanda Gorman, at age 22, is the youngest inaugural poet in US history. In her poem, The Hill We Climb, she said this: "For there is always light, as long as we are brave enough to see it, as long as we are brave enough to be it." I find these words to be so compelling because, due to the pandemic, there are still thousands of households behind in paying their rent, putting them at risk of eviction. In fact, the number of households at risk of eviction is 2 to 4 times the pre-pandemic rate. But there is light. There is $847 million coming to Pennsylvania in the form of federal funding for rental and utility assistance. And we have the opportunity to be the light. Here at the Housing Alliance, we've prioritized information, resources, and advocacy with and for the local governments and organizations that are administering this program at the local level. We've also prioritized advocating with the state to ensure that this new program is well designed and gets into the hands of the thousands of tenants who need it, along with the thousands of landlords who are also struggling without reliable rental income. The previous rent relief program that was administered last year had its share of implementation challenges. And as a result, only about a third of the allocated dollars were expended. But this new program is very different. And we at the Housing Alliance have been speaking with the organizations that administered that program, to tenants, to tenant advocates, to landlords, and to landlord advocates. And the good news is that there's a great deal of consensus and knowledge for how to run a program that works much better and gets into the hands of all the people who need it very, very quickly. The Housing Alliance will continue to prioritize eviction prevention strategies. We'll be tracking and monitoring data, and we'll also be working with our local partners to ensure that we have a comprehensive state strategy to prevent evictions and stabilize renter households for all those who were impacted by COVID-19, but also for the thousands of families who were at risk of eviction prior to the pandemic. The Housing Alliance will also continue to champion policies and programs that provide new resources for affordable housing development and preservation. Last year, SB 30 was passed and signed into law. SB 30 created a Pennsylvania state housing tax credit. We're so thankful to all of the advocates all across the state who helped us turn this policy proposal into reality. This year, we'll be going back to the General Assembly to urge them to provide an initial $10 million in funding to kick off the program, and we hope that you'll join us again. The Housing Alliance will also continue to prioritize initiatives that end homelessness, tackle blight, and restore home ownership as an opportunity for all. And we'll be providing you with more updates in the days to come. Stay apprised of our work through our newsletter and our soon to be redesigned website. And remember, we have the opportunity to be the light with and for the thousands of families who need a safe and stable home of their very own.